just walked into IBC Mall, which is meant to be the largest jewellery centre in all of Shenzhen, where all the different suppliers get all their gold from. This is where all the international jewellery dealers apparently come to source all their jewellery. So the fact that there's a 10-minute walk for me to get to their largest wholesale building, and every building between here and that 10-minute walk is more jewellers. All of this is jewellery. If I zoom in, each one of these are different jewellery buildings. Each building is multi-levels of people selling jewellery. How long would it take for all of these retailers, wholesalers, distributors to move through the stock that they've got? That's why I like selling on Whatnot, because I could sell everything that I had within one show, so to speak. But you're not going to get retail prices doing it that way. They're all small booths all the way through there as well. I'll go back into the gold section after. This is a gold library. A gold library. Are they like 24 karat gold lined? You know how many people get fooled for gold lined that has no gold value in it? But people read that it says gold and they think they're getting something that's gold. Look how tall the books are. You guys having a bit of a nap. That's not really something that I want to go and have a look at, but look at all these bloody retailers of gold and silver. All the different silver bangles, silver ingots. A mate of mine told me that they sell silver cheaper here. I don't know if that's the case. I'll have to find out some prices through the videos while we're walking around. I've actually made a video at the wholesale centre where they sell all the costume jewellery. And the costume jewellery is so cheap. Look at the different ornaments that they do out of the gold as well. Even these gold notes, or are they gold bars? Is that all solid, do you reckon? Or is it plated? It'd be way too expensive if that was all real gold. It's got to be at least 5 levels, this building. They got so many. And I guess whether the kilo costs a different amount based on the format you buy it in, you know, what type of bar you actually buy it from. Ni hao. Do you speak English? What is your cheapest 1 kilo silver bar? These ones?
Yeah.
Yep. And that's because of the shape. 99.9, 13,970. That's $3,000. Okay. Shishi. Like always, guys, the link's in the description below to join the members area where all of the wholesalers and locations throughout this video are provided. These surely, will they be gold bars, do you reckon? They are. There's a lot of jewelry dealers here. Like, you think about it when you go to the mall where you live, how many gold dealers that are there. Actually, in Australia, there are certain jewelers that you can go to and sell rolled gold. They don't have the testing equipment to check if it's solid. So you can make good money with people that don't know what they're dealing in. And you wouldn't think that people are out there still buying gold as a jeweler in a jewelry store that would buy and pay above retail, not knowing, right? But there are plenty that do. Also, one of the tricks of the trade that they do, they're putting the gold gun on the jewelry and telling you that it's actually not the carat that you think it is. You might have a 9 carat or an 18 carat piece of gold and they'll tell you that it's 8 or 16 carat because they want to pay you a lower rate. And it's just one of the tricks that they're doing, scamming a lot of people. So you do need to be careful when you are dealing in the gold industry. We'll start at the top of this building and work our way down, I think. Doesn't look like every level is going to be gold. I love all these machines that you find through all the shopping centres. There's so many different things that kids can play, and I remember when I was a kid, it was 2 20-cent pieces, 40 cents for a game. Used to play while mum and dad were in the fish and chip shop waiting for our takeaway. They used to have the arcade games out the front. And then they stopped really doing anything for kids in Australia. But here in China, they've got stuff absolutely everywhere for kids. Is there a cinema in there? There's some nice chairs that people are maybe asleep in. Don't know what goes down there. It must be a cinema. Now, ChatGPT told me that there are multiple buildings of jewelry. This isn't a jewelry store. This is a jewelry district. And there are multiple buildings all selling different types of jewelry. In different parts of Shenzhen there are costume jewelry sellers, but these are the actual high-end gold and silver and jade sellers. So it looks like it's a food court up the top. So we'll go back down and I'll see what's on each level of this building. Those are the two levels I just sort of did off camera. There is a cinema up there. I think it's a 2-level cinema, because where we were in that back corner was all the music that I could hear with some different theatres. Speaking of the games, all of these in here for the kids. Look at this. There's Pokemon toys in there. We don't have anything like this in Australia. There's like really, really small children ones. I just love that about China. Every single shopping mall has things for kids to do. They've got art education for kids. And over here, they've got jiu-jitsu. It's all the gold charms. Whole another level as well. We're in 3 entire levels full of gold, silver and jade dealers here. All of these, $30 each. Check out the tiara. Is that what they're called? That's crazy. I can't believe how much gold and silver and jade is just in one building. And yet we've got many more to look at still. I've just walked into my first supermarket in China, and that is $2 Australian for 5 ice creams. Like, I thought I've been paying 75 cents and that was cheap, but you buy them in a box and they're even cheaper. I mean, look at all this, all the magnums, everything. They're less than $1 each. How good is that? Look at all the healthy options. $2 for fruit. This is the cleanest supermarket I've ever been in. I've honestly never seen anything like it. Everything is packaged so well. Like, everything is so clean and it's all just healthy, except for the ice cream section. But the affordability, the cost here, like all that alcohol, for example, is half or less the price of Australia. Check this out, they've got live fish here in the supermarket. All the seafood here. And even, you look at that, right? So in Australia, I'll show you this for example though, they are making everything so much worse year on year. When you buy chicken, it's a bit loud in here, hold on. All the live seafood. And then you can even buy it already cooked as well, if you just want to eat it. So you can come in here, you buy your food at the supermarket, all the different seafood, and then you just come in here and eat. But if you just buy 2 kilos of chicken in Australia at the supermarket, you put it in the air fryer, you'll see all the fat and water drip out and the tray will be full. It doesn't do that in other countries. I've cooked chicken in an air fryer from Paraguay, from China and Australia. It's only Australia that you get so much fat. They pump it all with crap. You don't have that issue in other countries. The amount of crap that you're getting in Australia, and people don't even know because they're not buying food from other countries, so how would they know? But Australia, you're paying for water in your chicken. Payment here is so easy. That was actually $2.50 Australian. You just tap and go. Even though it's in another language, it is so easy because you scan it and then you tap your phone and you've bought it. It's crazy to think that they have a jewelry building, let alone a jewelry district, because each level of the building are jewelers. Looks like some of these are closed, but the fact that there is that much jewelry, I just would not have thought about how much was already made that's available. Doesn't look like that floor goes anywhere, so we might be on the top floor of this building. We'll go down every level so you can see how much jewelry is on offer in one building of many per street, per city block of this jewelry district. When I think about the amount of buildings that I've been in, and you can see the channel, it's got a bunch of different playlists that I've been covering in China, from clothing to electronics to toys to jewelry now. Every shopping center is one thing. It's just one product they're selling, whether it's clothes or jewelry or shoes or toys. And that's not even one building. It's a street of buildings. And you think about You go to your local shop to buy whatever it happens to be, a pair of shoes, a necklace, a watch, a pair of sunglasses. I mean, even their back massages, they've got buildings of them. They've got floors with 100 people per floor doing massages, and then 6 floors in one building. And then you go to the building next door and it's the same. I guess when you've got 1.4 billion people, it's a good way to do it. But until you're here and you actually see it for yourself, it's really hard to comprehend. Because how many rings do you need? How many bracelets does the world need? And that's just consumerism, right? And I mean, there's a guy I know in Adelaide and he's making jewellery, and it's like, why bother? It's not worth your time. You get it here wholesale, they've got their ways that they make it in mass production, and you're paying cheaper prices here than what the actual silver is even worth in Australia. The prices here of jewellery is so much cheaper. You would think that it's got a world trade value, but China just seems to do everything cheaper. It doesn't matter what it is. It's every single day I'm surprised by the next thing, and it's always different, but it's always to the same scale. It's always over the top. It's always where you think 100 might be a lot, and then you think 1,000's a lot. They've got not even 10,000, 100,000, but 1 million of something. 1 million pairs of sunglasses, 1 million bloody rings, 1 million bracelets, 1 million pairs of shoes. Obviously I exaggerate a fraction, but that's how it feels. Some of the display, they even have their barcodes there so you can buy if you see anything you like. So maybe people can actually rent just a little glass cabinet instead of needing to have an entire booth. You come here, you rent a cabinet, you put your stuff in there, people can buy out of your cabinet. And you can get the full bars here as well. Look at the ingots. But the thing is, I mean, gold is gold, obviously, but collectors of gold in Australia, they're not really going to want the Chinese bars, so to speak. Like, they trust the Perth Mint, the Franklin Mint. Franklin Mint are die-cast cars, for those of you who don't know. But they might not necessarily trust, what comes from abroad. Look at this. This is another floor. This isn't the level we've walked in. This is ground level. And there's all this down here. That building that we were in earlier was across the road. And that was sort of, each floor was as big as this, if not bigger. But how many people can you have selling the same products? And most of the booths have buyers in them. This goes all the way through there. I wonder if this actually goes under the road. I didn't even think about that. And it joins. I've walked across a bridge to come here, but it doesn't surprise me because every single time, and obviously this goes all the way through there as well, every single time I lose my orientation. And it's like, where am I now? Because I've walked out of that shopping centre, gone across the bridge to cross the main road to come into this shopping centre, but this looks so long that I don't know if this is going back the way I've come or if it's going a different way and the shopping centre's, I don't know. But how many things do you need? How can there be enough demand for all of these people to get buyers want it all? All through here as well. There's another thing that goes down there. All in here. All the way down there. There's another level down there. Oh my God. Keeps going down there. Is this a whole nother level? We walked in on ground floor and now we've gone 2 levels below ground floor. They're all bars and there's more jewelry down here. Keep in mind, this is only the second building I've been in. And this is like 6th on ChatGPT's list. There's a big mall, the biggest wholesaler mall is like a 10-minute walk from here. This is a little area here. There would be enough jewelry in this building alone to put jewelry on, I don't even know, 100,000 people. If everyone just got one item, there'd be probably 1 million people's worth of jewelry here. Why do you need so much? And then you think that you might have your little piece of gold and think that it's worth whatever it is and you feel special. But look at all this. I guess Would this store be cheap given that it's got so many people around? You'd probably want to go where they're busy, right? Because they'd have a cheaper price. Jewelry all the way through there as well. There's a Macca's here. All of those levels up there too. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Silver bangles. Have you ever seen anything like it? Have you been to any country where they've got things to this extent? This is the second building I've been in, and it's not even on the top list of where it was suggested to me. So how big are these other ones going to be? Goes all the way through there as well. It's coming down. Where's the one that goes up? Stupid thing with jewelry is that you can't even just get it into your country. You're not allowed to walk around with $100,000 worth of jewelry. They want you to pay tax on it. We'll go up one level and we'll have a look at one level above. I'm not going to do all 6 levels of this building. I do want to walk that 10 minutes to see what that other building is like, to see how big it is and why it's recommended number 2 behind that other IBC building that we just visited earlier. So this is the ground floor that we came out of, but it looks like it's a different part of the building. It's a different building that we've gone in. Somehow we've gone in one way and come out another. All the jade, $40, $20. What's jade worth where you are? 15 kilos silver bar, and they're the kilos there. Silver sword, silver dagger, that's actually heavy. What better way to display silver? All of that silver jewelry, they said that their cost is $3.30 and they sell it for $3.70 per charm. Now, I don't believe that their cost is $3.30. I think that's just a way of you trying not to negotiate them down. Irrespective, $3.70 for one retail, even though these are wholesale outlets, you're going to get it cheaper obviously if you buy more. But $3.70, Pandora charged $60 for a silver charm. $3.70 here. You could quite easily open up a silver charm distribution center wherever you happen to be, sell them online, do whatever you want, sell them at $10 each. You're still tripling your money and still selling them 10 times cheaper than what Pandora are. You can get your brand differentiation like these items and just make money, because all of these items that you see here are cheap. They're all made here. The $70,000 bags that people buy because they feel like they're getting value or a better emotional feeling by having something that is expensive, still is made in China, but for like $3,000, not $70. That's the first jewelry store we walked out of. That's the one we've just come out of now. This whole street is full of more jewelry buildings. So each one of these is full of jewelry sellers. There's got to be easily over 1,000 booths of jewelry sellers. What value do you think each booth has? This is a very expensive, wealthy district of China. The Gold Plaza, that says up there. I'm not going to go in every building. I'm going to try and walk to this one before it closes. It's 6:10 on a Sunday evening. So it's all jewelry, more jewelry through there. I'll just walk in this side and out the other side and we'll see if we can do that, even try and do it anyway. Looks like it's pearls in here. And that's, I don't know how many levels that is again. Looks like it's all jade in this building maybe. Different types of jewelry. Most of them have themes. So you get a gold level, a jade level, a silver level. I love how they have the timers on these, but look how bright that silver building is. I don't know if you can read it from here. That whole street looks like it's a silver street, but we've got to walk 5 to 10 minutes in that direction. This whole street is just full of jewelry stores that I keep passing through. There was actually a typhoon that ripped through Shenzhen last night. We keep having thunderous sort of flash downpours. We keep having flash downpours here and there, but doesn't stop people from getting out and enjoying the warm weather. It's another mall of some description. These ones are closed. Looks like there's more jewelry here. I love these segways that you see getting around. Yeah, got more gold through there. It's crazy. And do you know, in Australia, unfortunately, mum and dad shops and gold retailers are all hit by vandals and criminals. That's a really high-end liquor store there. I don't think you have to worry about that sort of stuff here in China. They've got so much good safety and security and policing and cameras, and I mean, how good is that as a business owner to not have to worry about vandals? More jewelry in there. Another whole mall that says Gold Plaza. So we had Silver Street back there, and here we've got Gold Plaza. Have you ever seen anything like it? A gold district. You know, I've got friends that have got jewelry stores, and I thought they had a lot. You know, you put this into perspective of the jewelry that's out there. Like, how many jade bangles have we seen today already? You buy them by the leaf. It's like they're growing. Is there enough people that still wear that? I don't know. And even just some of the actual designs of the jewelry that have been made, you wonder who would wear it, because the jewelry value is higher than the gold value. People try and make money from the jewelry side of it, right? Is that just a lot of bullion in there? It's crazy. But you can't just send a kilo of silver in the post back to Australia. You got to declare its value, and then you got to pay tax on it, and then you've got to expect that it's going to go up by at least that tax rate just to break even. What's the point? I guess that's why there's Bitcoin maximalists, right? It's another supermarket. There's not even I haven't experienced a whole lot of supermarkets really, because everyone that I meet, they don't cook, they don't need to. You can buy entire meals for like $5. So for $15 a day, you have your breakfast, lunch and dinner out, and you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to cook anything. You just eat when you feel like it. Another mall down there with jewelry. Goes both sides of the street. That must be jewelry. Oh, it's jewelry equipment. I was going to say it looks like jewelry boxes. You can buy some of the ROLEX boxes for the watches that you get here. It's malls the entire way. More jewelry stores, but do you know the most expensive gold item I've ever seen in my entire life? I don't think you'd guess it. What do you think it is? The Macachas. The gold Macachas. Such a dad joke. Dad joke. I was going to say I'll just walk in there, but they've got all these safety gates for different, like they've got the scooter riders, they've got the cars, they've got pedestrians, so everyone's got their lane. It's so safe in China. I was just going to say we're walking there because that just looks as big as the rest. There's a building down there that is a big warehouse of jewelry. Maps are saying they're legitimately everywhere throughout this whole district. The one we're going to is down here somewhere. All those jewelry suppliers in there. It's a shame I'm not using a proper camera and I'm just using this GoPro, because I don't know, there's probably 30 at least vendors in that little store just there. That building says International Jewelry Trade Center. All of there is jewelry, all of there is jewelry. And down there I could have taken a shortcut maybe somewhere. When you think about wholesale versus retail as far as jewelry is concerned, you've obviously got the cost of the raw material, but maybe it's the manufacturing, it's the labor that's cheaper here, where they're able to sell the jewelry format cheaper than what you can buy it for in places like Australia and America. I don't know, actually. So I pick up a lot of stuff when I actually go back through my videos and see what's going on in the background, but I haven't actually seen any foreigners in any of these places buying. It's all locals. You think about Pandora jewelry, for example, and what they would charge for one of the gold charms versus what you would get one for here, because it's the Pandora name you're paying for, it's not the gold. They probably mark it up 3 times face value. Another multi-floor building. We'll have a look upstairs, see what's up here. At least, I don't even know how many levels. There's another one above me still. How many levels is it? Is there another? So there's one more above there. That goes all the way down there. And YouTube took my video down when I did the watch video because they have watch outlets that are of this scale as well, but I guess because they're not necessarily from the places that you think they might be, they don't allow you to show where you can get them on YouTube. Anyhow, because the watch market is massive, and when you're paying 1/100th of the price, the people that have the names, the brand names that has the value, then they don't want everyone knowing where they're getting them made, because a lot of items that you might think are made in places that these manufacturers, places that these brands say that they're made, it's not the case. They just do the final touches and then claim that they're made in those countries when everything actually comes out of China. Look at all the bars here. So many silver bars. I'll find out how much a kilo of silver is here. That's $3,000. Okay, shishi. So 3,000 Australian dollars for a 1 kilo silver bar here. Well, it's 2,900. What was it exactly? It was 2,927. I think it went up to nearly $4.5 grand, or was it even higher than that? I was selling my kilo bars for $1,000 in 2022, 2023. You know, if you kept everything you ever had, tell me in the comments section below, what is the thing that you've sold that you missed the most amount of profit on? I've had so many things. I was an idiot. I started selling some of my houses during COVID, and one of them I sold for 700,000, and it's 1.5 million. Another one I sold blocks of land, 180 grand, that are now 400,000. I sold one of the blocks of land for, what did I sell it for? 320, and they're now 700,000. You can't win everything. I sold one of my cars for 32 grand. I sold another car for 50 grand, and now that's worth 120,000. The one I sold for 32 grand's worth 80,000. If you're enjoying this China series, I've got a video here you might enjoy. Check out the folder here and give it a thumbs up. Like always, comment anything you thought about today's video, and I will see you in the next one.